Boris Johnson will resign. This is according to an official. Before that, it was according to Bloomberg sources. Now, what's happening, according to the people on the ground, also we have a fantastic live blog following really blow by blow what's happening in the drama at the moment. That is UK politics, saying that the usual number 10 meeting resulted in Johnson's core team telling him he had to go. And then according to, of course, a brilliant reporter at the Mirror saying that not only is he resigning, but actually his letter has been prepared. The pound just hitting a session high as a headline crossed the Bloomberg terminal. Boris Johnson planning to resign as British Prime Minister. Now, for more, we're joined from Downing Street by our very own Lizzy Burden. Lizzy, I mean, everything seems to be going much quicker than expected. Does he resign in the next couple of hours?
Yes, well, the cars are moving. We're expecting the podium. You're hearing reports from Downing Street sources that the Prime Minister is preparing to call it a day at Downing Street. It seems that the letter from the Chancellor, newly appointed Chancellor Nadhim Zahawi, was enough to push him to his limit. The resignations had mounted. It was more than almost a third of the government had quit their jobs because of Johnson's integrity over the Chris Pincher affairs handling, the cost of living crisis, the Partygate scandal. It had all been building and government was paralysed. So Johnson, it seems, can do it no longer. What would be the next options? Well, he could, in his speech, say that he's going to set out a timeline for the leadership elections in the same way that his predecessor Theresa May did. Or he could leave immediately and hand over to a caretaker Prime Minister. We expect it would be Dominic Raab, the Deputy Prime Minister, who has remained loyal. But for now, finally, it appears that it's curtains for Boris Johnson.
Yeah, we're just getting some breaking news, Lizzy, and it's quite difficult to, of course, verify everything. But this is according to the PA agency, saying a new Tory leader is said to be in place by October at the party conference. So I don't know whether we could see an election very quickly or whether they need to wait for the summer recess. Talk us through the process there.
Well, it's an internal process that the Conservatives will choose their own next leader. And remember, in the past, it has been extremely heated. Remember, Boris Johnson sacked Michael Gove yesterday. It was a surprise, but part of that has been seen as revenge for when Gove sabotaged. It was seen Boris Johnson's own leadership ambitions back in 2016. There are lots of runners and riders in the field, one of them Nadhim Zahawi, the Chancellor. But the question is, has he tarnished his own reputation now by being the one that has potentially pushed Boris Johnson to the edge? There's also the former Chancellor, Rishi Sunak. He was seen as the golden boy for a long time, but then his own reputation was tarnished by the scandal over his wife's tax affairs, his handle of the cost of living crisis. He too has quit. He's on the backbenches. He could potentially organise a leadership bid. There's the Foreign Secretary, Liz Truss. She's kept very quiet in recent days. Perhaps she will be the one, but this is where the attention turns to next. Who will be the next leader?